Just kidding. We're here, guys. We were messing with you. Welcome to Living It with Scott Cat. I can't even talk tonight. Living It with Scott Cat podcast. So I did one last week with Clarity Creations, and I'm sure you guys miss Catherine's beautiful face. So I did you guys a favor, and she's back on here. Say hi. Is your mic working?
No. Check 1, 2. Hi. All right. I don't know where we're at.
The comments. So even though that we've been doing this for 10 months, we just had our 10-month anniversary of having a YouTube channel. We're still learning new things every day. So just like Nicholas just said, fuck yeah. Jonathan says, howdy, Scott. Entertain me while I relocate a huge pile of rock in my backyard tonight. Dang, I could have did a little dance for you, Jonathan, but I guess we'll just have to talk you some entertainment. We have a busy episode today. We got a lot of cool stuff to talk to you guys about. And if you're thinking, boy, do these guys own any other clothing?
We got the new sweatshirts.
Yeah,
hoodies.
We don't have any other clothing. We sold all of our previous clothing just to buy base merch.
We each are like, we wear all day, every day now. And we tease each other every day. Like, are you going to wear anything else other than that?
I just went to home theater get together, and the guy was like, do you wear anything else? Or do you own anything else? But I literally have like 8 or 10 shirts now. She's got quite a few too. Now she's rocking the new hoodie that just dropped. Yeah. So anybody that's been purchasing our merch from the new Shopify store, obviously we certainly appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Trying to do a lot of cool stuff around here, and it's not garbage we're sending out. We had some other test samples in, and that certainly sucked and I hated. So spend a little bit more money to get some more comfy stuff. It's comfortable. We like wearing it. We wouldn't send off shit we wouldn't wear ourselves. So unfortunately, it costs a few more bucks, but if we were selling them for $1, you didn't like to wear them, what would be the point? So, what? Suba Cabra. I know who that is too. He just got some new PSA speakers. Shit, it'll come to me. Anyway,
the screen names get confusing.
It does. Where's Don? Don will be live with me next Friday night for for Friday night
Justin.
AV. Yeah, Justin, that's right. Don Dunn from Audioholics will be live with me 7 p.m. Central Standard Time next Friday night, and we're going to be talking about the new K-Scape, some projects that Don's been working on. If you guys are familiar with Don, he's from Audioholics, and he's got his hands on a little bit of everything, even you if you don't watch out. And he's got a lot of cool projects and stuff going on. Don's a dinosaur in the audio and video game, so he knows everybody. He's got his hands on everything. So it's always a good time hanging out with Don. I'm looking forward to hanging out with him next week. And not nearly as good looking as Kat, but Don's okay if you've had a few drinks. So this is episode 16. We've been doing this for 10 months, you and I. I've done like 20 episodes on Friday Night AV, and we've done some other stuff. So we got almost 3,000 subscribers now, like 2,900 subscribers. So we certainly appreciate the love and support from you guys. And in 10 months, we've got like 2,900 subscribers. All our Patreon members, you guys rock. Any memberships or any emails or love you guys send out to us, we certainly appreciate it. So
I know I've gained quite a bit more Facebook friends.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know who these guys are, but they've been to our house. She's good with faces. She's like, oh, I know this guy's been to our house. I just can't remember nobody's name. So no, it's been quite the journey. We've been hosting at our house get-togethers for years now, and now we're slowly getting into the car audio scene. We're both car audio fans in our younger years.
Many moons ago for me. So
we both had systems, and it's funny. I got questioned a lot of why I didn't build a vehicle, since I was the notorious bass guy out of our relationship here. And building the car for Kat certainly checked a lot of things off the list. The Jeep stock stereo was.
So the minute I got it, I said, you got to do something.
That was the only thing she complained about the car. She loved it.
I love the Jeep. Going on almost 2 years.
Yeah, and you've been complaining every time you drive it.
Yes. It had no oomph, nothing, zero.
So we'll share a few pictures with you guys later about how all that's going along. But that project's just about all wrapped up. We got a lot of cool things to share with you guys tonight, so we certainly appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out with us for about an hour. This episode certainly brought to you by Clarity Creations, Able Sewer Company, South Shore Plumbing, all the sponsorship that we receive. we got to get faster internet connection, buy a new printer, buying a bunch of shirts, trying out a bunch of different things. And we're just trying out a bunch of stuff. So those guys help, fund all this stuff. So it's certainly cool that people believe in us, believe in the community. Kat just finished up a big project. Kat and I actually just became business owners. So we're going to touch a little bit on that tonight too. So it's, we just went to a Metallica concert, which was a kick-ass time. So, we can.
So speaking about the car audio thing.
What would you like to say about that?
About our show.
Well, I think we should start off first by that we just made this a legitimate business. We did that for a few reasons. One is I started seeing people use our slogan and use our phrase line in other places and I told Kate, I said, well, if we ever plan on doing something cool with this someday, we should, since this has always been kind of our logo and our thing, that we should protect that in some way. So we did start an LLC with Kat and I as 50/50 owners that, we own the name and we host all the time. Our business isn't so much of selling product, but about bringing people together, and we're exploring different venues and doing that, whether that be
avenues, you mean?
Yeah, different avenues in our minds, and with conversations around the house between her and I. We're certainly looking into expanding into the car audio world. That was another reason why we built the Jeep. Not only did it satisfy her want for a better sound system, but we got hooked up with some cool people in the car audio community, and the DOA guys, I'm buddies with a lot of them now. They certainly have brought me in, and hanging out with them and learning the car audio scene again. So it's been so many years that we decided to do our own car show. And then we hopefully want to expand this into maybe a bigger venue to where we're doing home theater show and a car audio show at the same time, and just bring in the car audio and home theater crowd and group and everybody together. Certainly down the road. This year, we did our big event. Base brings us together at our house. And then Jordan from Haterade Cowboy Cinema, he's flying in to do both of our spaces, put on his YouTube channel. Well, since we're talking about him right now, for the people that have been messaging me or trying to get into the Haterade Cowboy meet and greet, I had to close that group. I had limited that to 10 people, and that was already full when I made that announcement a month ago. That's going to be a smaller get-together, smaller event, hang out with Jordan, be around for the demos and for the videoing of that. He's doing multiple theaters when he's in town. Plus, I believe he's going to take some personal time to experience Chicago on his own. So we couldn't throw the huge event that we're used to for him coming in, just because we couldn't dedicate a whole day and evening to that with him having so much other stuff going on. So I want your thoughts on the car audio show about all of that. And then I'll get into some more of the details on that. Because now our group is kind of mixed of people that are hanging out with us for just the events we hold, and home audio, and now car audio. You're used to the home theater events. What's your thoughts of us expanding now that we're expanding into the car audio world?
I don't know. You put me on the spot like that.
I did. Just because I needed to take a drink out of my Base Brings Us Together tumbler, which is amazing.
It's huge too.
It is huge.
How many ounces is that thing?
All of them. All the ounces. This thing is fucking insane.
You're like the chicks that they always tease about carrying the big old
Stanleys.
Yeah.
The
big old jugs of water. That's what that thing looks like.
The thing is.
And it's even for you being a big guy.
Yeah, and I got a big dumbass head too.
Yeah.
Look how big this thing is.
Yeah, that thing's huge.
Yeah. That's what she said.
I always put me on the spot. My thoughts on it. Well, at first when you brought it up, I thought you were cuckoo, but that's all your ideas, and then I roll with you, and it ends up being pretty cool.
So we're hosting the event.
Yeah.
So on Saturday night, Kat works at a bar that's owned, pretty much by a friend of ours now. Kat's been working for many years on Saturday nights. So they actually have a really good location. It's about an hour south of Chicago. It's about 20 minutes away from our house.
Pretty big parking lot.
Pretty big parking lot, some grassy area. On one side is the Kankakee River, so we can't bother anybody over there. On the back side, or on the front side, is a busy highway. And then there's another business down the street. There are a couple houses behind the event. We're going to put the loudest cars away from that and then kind of work our way up. But they hold like live rock music and stuff like that in that backyard. So I feel that we'll be okay. And plus, we're doing the event during the day from like noon until 6. So if you guys are coming to the event,
that was a concern. That was my concern.
That was her concern.
I was like, that's going to be very, very loud in that area. But it's a good location for it. It's on the river. Good food, great drinks. So when everybody's showing there or seeing cars, there's of course facilities inside and can accommodate everybody.
Yeah, no, the owner of the place and her daughter that run the place, they were super accommodating. When I approached them with the idea, they're like, "Oh, that's super cool, something different for the area." And it was kind of funny that when I actually made the post public, a lot of people were messaging us.
Local were like, "Oh, they're
like, that's awesome that you guys
there hasn't been anything like that around here in a while, right?"
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, we haven't done anything like this in a while. Thanks for bringing something new to the area." It's actually unbelievable the private messages that we get, or just people like, "Oh, it's awesome what you guys are doing for the community, bringing people together. It's not just all about you guys. That it's all about." I don't know. I just want people to come together, have fun. This show isn't a competition event, because a lot of people are like, "Oh, is there going to be any official scoring or anything?" We may get into that later down the road. This is us stepping out of our comfort zone of the home theater world into the car audio world and making it just a fun, free. It's free event for the people, spectators. It's free event for the people. Bringing their cars to show off. It's free for everybody. Just come out for the day, have a good time. And what's cool about having it at the bar too is not only they got a big parking lot, they're kind of isolated. You can have lunch or grab a drink while you're there too.
We're right on the river, and so it's good seating and stuff.
We're missing some of these people's comments.
We got to get you a leotard. Nicholas says.
Needs some base brings us together leotards and. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if anybody has got any recommendations of some items that they would like to have the logo put on, we just kind of been doing one thing at a time.
I sold one of those sweatshirts last night when a guy found out. He's like, "I know you're going to be," he goes, "Let me get the first one." So that was kind of cool.
I got the first one always.
Yes.
But
always.
Yeah, so if anybody's got any ideas, throw them at us for new items, because we're down to add them. What speakers are going in the Jeep? Well, it's already done.
Yeah, the Jeep's pretty much done, and we'll share a couple pictures too. So pretty much what we did, we ripped out all the stock stuff in the Jeep. The front speakers, the front speakers like by the knee panels, and then the bar across the top and the back, they were like some little shit 4-inch things, and they had no highs, no lows, no mids, no nothing. And if you turn the radio up past halfway, it literally got quieter.
It cut you off. It said no, ma'am.
So
it was annoying trying to rock out. And
so we did a lot of research, and I kicked some ideas off a cat here and there about the route I wanted to go with it. And so pretty much we decided we wanted to keep the stock stereo, for all her stock features and stuff like that, steering wheel controls.
Eventually.
Yeah, we might change it out eventually. We're not sure. But stock head unit, but we did go with one of those Pack Pro that actually you don't have to splice no wires. It plugs in all the factory connectors. Gives you 3 sets of RCA outputs, ran those all to the back. So we got to run an amp for the front and the rear. And so, like I said, they had the 4-inch speakers in there. We switched that over to the 6.5s. So we did Rockford Fosgate Power 3-way, a pair of 6.5s in the front, a pair of 6.5s in the rear with a Sundown Audio 100x4, pushing all those. And then for the low end, we went with the Sundown Audio ZV615 and a custom tuned 32 hertz box. Made by Concept Enclosures. And then, so right now we're running off stock alternator, which was a concern of mine, but we're actually doing very well. So we did stock alternator, 0.1 gauge, ran to the back to an excess lithium battery, and then distributed out of there into the amps. And we beat it pretty hard and stay good voltage, always in the mid to high 12s, no matter what, no matter how hard we play it. So I think we're going to be good. I think the stock alternator on that is like a 200 or 220 amps, so we may be good.
So my concern was because of course, got to be big, like anything that he does based. I was like, the Jeep is my baby. My only concern is I'm not trying to rattle her to death and have like, some of the videos he shows me or posts are just crazy. So I'm like, please don't hurt my baby. So when he was working on it, putting it all together, he would take it. He would drive away. I'm like, I know what you're doing when you leave here. You're beating that thing to heck.
Well, I had to see how the voltage was doing on the alternator and the battery.
That's why he took it away from me.
Well, I don't want to bother our neighbors.
Sure.
And it hits good. It's nice. It's too much for her. Like if you turn it up all the way, so
it's got a knob, so I keep it pretty reasonable.
Yeah. I cranked it up though.
I'm sure you did. The kilt scene in Braveheart where the whole army turns around and moons the English. Base brings us together. 2025 photo op with kilts as merch.
Hopefully,
kilts. We got to get you in one of those.
Well, and since Jonathan had this great idea, we'll go down to him and he can actually be with us.
He can take the photos to advertise on the.
Yeah.
Here's another one for you. Base brings us together. Budgie smugglers, is that like a?
I don't.
A man thong, I'm assuming.
Wow. Well, Nicholas, I tell you what, if you pre-order 50 of those, we will get those whipped up for you right away. So shipped out. Oh, what am I doing? I don't know what you're doing.
I'm just hitting buttons. Sorry, guys.
BS.
BS, I know.
Yeah. So, well, we're kind of jumping all over the place. So, yes, we did become owners of the Base Brings Us Together. So now it's cool that we officially get
it's ours.
Yeah, so that's cool. And the sport has been cool and just building the brand. And we don't know what we want to build it into yet. We're just having some fun with it, bringing some people together. Next year, we'll try to do an even bigger event. But this year, I think we're cool. We got a lot of interest in the event. A lot of cars are coming. They just want to come and hang out with the community, have a good time. We got a lot of guys coming from Chicago, Wisconsin. It really sounds like it's going to be a good time. We were actually kind of surprised about how much interest that popped up. Like right away was 100 interested, and I think 30 people already claiming they're coming. So that's pretty cool. Kat doesn't know what she wants. She's drunk.
What does that mean?
Sound quality Jeep.
Oh.
Not a SPL Jeep.
I like.
Well, she said the sound quality is awesome. She loves it.
Yeah, it was instantly improved, like 100-fold.
Just changing over from the stock shit speakers to the three-way Rockford Fosgate gave her a lot of good mids and highs that she was not used to.
I was not used to it in there, and I was missing it dearly. And before we got the sub in there, I was like, it's just now we need some bass behind it because it had absolutely none. But yeah, it sounds great. And I mean, I've cranked it up some myself. It makes not like you would, but it just kind of like brings me back to when I was a teenager and I had subs in my Eclipse, and I feel cool, like a 42-year-old cool chick driving down the road with a little bit of bass, but not too much.
With your ducks in your dash.
Yeah.
So not to backtrack any, and I certainly don't want to forget any of the pictures. So like I said about the Jordan meet and greet thing, unfortunately I had to close that. I just had 3 new notifications today that people were trying to join that group. So I certainly apologize about that. So Kat just finished a super cool project. So if you guys have been hanging around the channel for a while, you know that Kat does. She also has another business of her own called the Shaded Stone, to where she takes old crappy brick, look like really cool and updated, and a lot of people, it really makes Kat proud because she'll see these people, they'll like take first day school pictures of their kids standing in front of fireplace she's redone
all the time. Yeah, and I love it. Like, I mean, ones that I've done years ago, they still use the fireplaces as the centerpiece for like family photo, holiday photos, back to school photos, and it's probably to date the most work I'm proud of. Yeah,
so this house that she just did was amazing, and she did this all, I mean, like legitimately all by herself. She went, looked at the job, bidded the job, did the job, cleaned up, finished it, and the people were
ecstatic.
Yeah. They're
I
still talking to it to this day.
Yeah. Well, it hasn't been that long, but I love it.
So,
what'd you do?
I don't know what I'm doing. So this this is what the house looked like before. Obviously, just a normal looking house, nothing wrong with it. So what she did to this house, and which is amazing that she just did this all. And when you did it, was hot as shit outside
Yeah, I
too,
was dying.
like 90 degrees. When you just finished this 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, I think so.
About 2 weeks ago. So the next picture.
And if you're friends with me on Facebook, you've already seen this probably a bunch. But
so that's what it looks like afterwards. This is Kat with her product, her paintbrush, and her ladder, literally all day, just working up and down this house. I was so super proud of her. She's done a lot of really cool projects over the last couple of years since she started, doing this business on her own, because she does a handful of fireplaces a year, and now she's doing some exteriors of houses.
Yeah, I think it's been 7-8 years since I've been doing like fireplaces and brick walls. And this summer I decided, because for years people have been asking me, do you do exterior brick? And I never really wanted to delve into that. But this summer I was like, yeah, I think I want to try to expand a little bit and start with that.
So that's, look at that before and after. That it doesn't even look like the same house to me.
I want that house now.
So certainly proud of her and what she's been doing and able to accomplish on her own. So we talk a lot in the, obviously around the house about projects she has going on. And she gets nervous about stuff because, people trusting her with their house, but she always knocks them out and everybody's ecstatic. So good job.
Thanks.
So next picture is a subwoofer box that Kat also had her hands on. So this is a box for 15-inch ZV6, custom made for that sub through Concept Enclosures. The sub best frequency operating range is around 32 hertz, so that's what it was ported. That's a 6-inch port. Looks kind of small in the picture, but it's huge in person. 6-inch port.
Yeah, it does look so little.
Yeah.
Even when we put the sub in there and we played videos, it looked the sub looked tiny, but it's pretty big. Yeah,
so 6-inch flared port, 32 hertz too. And we wanted to do the acrylic front because we'll talk about that in a minute. So this is just a plain box. You can see her paint in the front of it because Kat likes to paint and make everything cool, especially.
And it's I've been trying over the last couple of years trying to figure out where I could put little dabs of paint.
Because the Jeep, like we've explained before, is 100. That was Kat's car, that she wanted a cool car, and I don't really care for the Jeep myself. What she's doing to it is pretty cool, but it's all pretty much her idea. I just help with the audio stuff on it. So again, when people were asking like, oh, why didn't you build a base vehicle? Well, like I said, Kat wanted the Jeep. She wanted to have a cool system. It fits in with what we're trying to do with our brand. So it really just covered up a lot of areas. And I'm still so deep into the home theater stuff and stuff going on in this room that I really can't turn my attention to building a car at the moment. So I helped Kat out with her car, and that's cool. That's after she painted it. Obviously, it's pink because that's her color. So these boxes, all Baltic birch through Concept. Shout out to Concept Enclosures. I don't even know the guy that owns it, but they did a great job on the box. And it was like $450 shipped to our house, which isn't bad for all Baltic birch construction. And you can even see at the top, it's double baffle to hold this, to support the driver. It's just sitting on top of that amp. This was us just test fitting the box. So this is the box done. The sub dropped in. That's a ZV6 15. Ran off a Sundown Salt 6. Sub's wired down to 1 ohm. Got good electrical going to the amp. Good power. Behind that Salt 6 amp is the other Sundown audio amp that you cannot see. So we put some legs on the subwoofer box. It's got about 3 inches of clearance, so everything can breathe down there. We haven't had no issues. We checked the temperature on the amps, and everything's been good. It's been pretty trouble-free since we hooked it up. So we'll talk about this. And this is a very sore subject for me. So the subwoofer, well, it's on my left, probably on your guys' left too, is you'll see let's just say the taller subwoofer. So that's a Nightshade 18-inch sub, which is, I got a huge heart on for that sub when I see it. It's
the centerpiece still of our dining room table.
Well, it's sold now, but it's still housed here. So anyway, when Kat said, hey, I want a cool system in my Jeep, I said, okay, that's fine. But if we're going to do it, let's let me put some input on what I want to do, because if we're going to take the Jeep to shows or show it off or to fit with our Base Brings Us Together brand, I want to go with this driver. We'll do an acrylic front. We can show off, because to me the motor and the magnet, we both agree, look super cool. So we were building the whole system around that sub. Well, where we fucked up, or where I fucked up, where I fucked up,
I don't know none of this.
is the box that I needed for that sub. Is the dimensions just wouldn't work with all the wiring, with the amps, with everything else going in the back, and then a big thing of rolling the lift through to take her
to pull the top off
to take her top off.
But there was another issue with this.
Yeah.
You thought you were ordering 15, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. The problem with me is I literally go nonstop all day from like 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. and then I just crash, and I got a million things going on. So I had a lot of shit going on.
And also you're just like, he's like a get it done.
I like
don't think twice about it kind of guy.
Yeah, I just got to get shit done. I can't just let stuff build up. So the ZV6, which is right next to it, obviously you see it's much shorter. Still a huge sub, heavy ass sub, because now we're back to a ferrite magnet, where it was a neo magnet on the nightshade. So the ZV6 pounds the Jeep, way beyond what she would ever want, and it still looks super cool in that box. I give it that. It just not as cool as the nightshade, but it works. So the nightshade I sold.
But you thought this for a long time. It was a 15,
Yeah.
And then when he put it up for sale,
and then I looked at my receipt, and then I looked at the box in the garage. I was like, "Oh shit, that was an 18." Yeah, I'm a dumbass.
You just got very excited.
Yeah, I'm still excited. I'm not excited. I sold it. I was going to keep it, and then end up doing something in our other car. But honestly, what I'll probably end up doing is, if I get into a base car next year or the year after,
just rebuy it.
I'm just going to buy somebody that's getting out of the hobby. There's already a couple guys that I'm talking to that they've been in the hobby for a long time, and they're going to retire from it, and their vehicle's already done with all, they got 30, 40 grand already tied up into the car. You can get that stuff at a decent price, and everything's already done. I built a couple home theaters from the ground up. It's exhausting. It's expensive as shit. So maybe when I do the car audio thing, I'll just get some a little bit more pre-built and then put my own little touch on it. What?
Let's catch up first. Exit out of it.
Oh, okay.
Let's see what anybody's saying. We can't see what's going on.
Yeah, we can't see when we share like that.
Yeah. There's a.
Oh, let me take that off. This is the rusted out El Camino of all YouTube channels, so don't expect anything super cool.
Right, where were we?
I don't know. You got to go up.
Give us a minute.
I want to see a cat-inspired snake enclosure. She is a nifty with her craftsmanship. She's good with a snake, for sure.
Wait, hold on.
Hey, so hold on. While we're speaking of snakes, if you guys are coming out to the show, to the Base Brings Us Together car show, Clarity Creations, Dylan and his wife Alex, I just had them on last week. They're going to be bringing out like some dwarf pythons or some dwarf snakes, like they're little and they're like specially bred, and some geckos and some super cool shit. That like.
Are you going to hold them?
Yeah, I'll hold them. I don't care. I've been holding snakes for years.
I might try, but I'm really scared.
Yeah.
All right.
So if you guys are coming out to the show, that's gonna be super cool to hang out with them. Joseph said looks great. The house looks great. The speaker box. We can't see the comments while we're sharing the screen, or if we can, we just don't know how. Let me take a drink out of my huge Base Brings Us Together mug. We can't afford an actual commercial, so yeah, we have Base Brings Us Together pajamas. Somebody put a lot of vodka in there.
Where's your car? Do you drive a Prius? He drives my old.
Well, first of all, I don't drive anything really besides my van.
Yeah, he's in his work van.
I get a new work van every year or every 2 years, just about. Any of the cars, I mean, honestly, any of the cars. I used to have cool cars, well, before I met Kat.
Destroyed it all.
But pretty much any new car we buy, I just kind of let Kat decide because she's the one that hauls the kids around. She does most of the run around for the house, and I mean, I literally live in my van pretty much. So yeah.
But when he does drive, he drives
a Chevy Traverse.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I don't really care for the Jeep. The Jeep kind of sucks for super tall people. I don't know why they just won't let the seat go back like another 4 inches. That'd be great, but I don't know. I feel too cramped in the Jeep. The Traverse actually has quite a bit of room. So
those sundown nightshades are very cool looking for sure.
Oh, Michael's going to be at the show. That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Those are neat looking. When it showed up at my house, I was like, what the?
Yeah, she goes, are you fucking serious? So
he's like, put the nightshade in the Prius. We don't have a Prius. Howdy, Fred.
Oh, Fred, what's up, brother? Fred 215. Now, Fred's been hanging out with us for 10 months since we started the channel. He's an OG. Yes.
Thank you, Fred. Did someone local buy it?
Local-ish. Somebody that's actually been to our house before for a home theater get-together that is also huge in the car audio. So, yeah.
Nicholas wants to hold your snake.
Not again, Nicholas. I mean, that, yeah. No, I guess he can. What the hell?
You should turn the Able van into a show car with 18s.
Yeah, and every time they hit it, just flings shit all over the van. That'd be awesome. So, what else were we talking about?
I don't know.
Oh, so we did cover Base Brings Us Together, us starting the business, the show. If you guys are coming out to the show, Michael, you're planning on coming out to the show, right? I believe he said that he was. That day we're going to do it from 12 until 6. I'm not exactly sure when the Clarity Creation is going to be out there. I imagine sometime around 12. Like I said, I talked to the owner. Her and her daughter run the place. They're going to do like lunch and drink specials for everybody too that's interested in that. So it should be a super cool, fun day. Everybody come out and check out some cool cars with some cool audio stuff in them. We went to a Metallica show, which we're huge Metallica fans at home and at concert. It's been 7 years since the last Metallica concert we went to. And
howdy, Charlie.
Charlie, what's up, man? Thanks for hopping on, hanging out with us. Kat, why don't you tell me how your Metallica experience went?
Great. How did I know?
Well, we'll just give them a little sneak peek on how Kat's Metallica experience went. Okay, so we'll just make this disclaimer.
The last time we went was 7 years ago. I don't. Somebody said that they've been here since then, but I think we would have known and went. But we went. I think Callie was like 2-3 months old.
She was pretty new,
pretty brand new. So I was pretty limited to what I could do. So this time I was very excited and very happy to be there and had quite a bit of cocktails. But it was fun.
Did you have some cocktails?
I had a great time.
Did you? I couldn't remember if you had any cocktails.
If you've never seen a Metallica show and you get the chance to do it, they by far put on the best show.
So first disclaimer, Kat doesn't drink. She drinks literally once or twice a year. Yeah. Like literally. And when she does, she goes hard because she feels like she has time to make up for. So, and it's funny because I'm just sitting there having a beer, enjoying the show. And so Kat goes, I got to go to the bathroom. And every time she went to the bathroom, she would come back with 3 beers. She's like, I brought you. And you're like, I brought you a beer. And I brought 2 for myself. So, and you picked a good night because it was $19 beer night.
Yeah.
So that was cool. But
I was scared to look at my bank account the next day. Well, because here was the other thing. I would check the weather. I said, it's going to be really cold there tonight. And so I every time we go to a concert, no matter what it is, I always buy a t-shirt or 2. And I was like, maybe I should wear a sweatshirt. And he's like, well, you're not going to want to carry a sweatshirt, the shirt you have on, and then the t-shirt you buy. So I opted out of bringing a sweatshirt with me. And then ended up, it was windy because it's in the Windy City and cold. So then I ended up having to buy a $90 Pantera.
And I told her earlier in the night, it's like, dude, if you're going to buy a hoodie, buy it now. She's like, no, we'll just wait and see. And we were checking on
because I didn't want to buy it if I wasn't going to need it. But where was I going with that?
You got stuck buying a Pantera hoodie, which we're fans of
anyway,
Pantera, but
that's what it was. Is because I was saying I was scared to check my bank account the next
Oh.
day after all of those expensive things. But yeah, the $90 sweatshirt didn't help either. So yeah.
and she couldn't even get a Metallica one because they were all sold out of her size. So I'll share. I got a picture or two up here of. Oh, I gotta bring it back. So we go to a lot of we go to enough live music, I would say, that I gotta. Okay, so it was a Soldier Field in Chicago. This is just one picture trying to show the crowd, and so if you're not familiar with how Metallica is doing, how they're doing their tour right now, is the last time we seen them in a lot of concerts, it's just like a flat backdrop. So they're not using 30% of the stadium because that would be the backside of their, of the stage. So it's a complete 360 stage they set up in the middle of the field so they could use the whole stadium. The whole stadium was sold out. Both days. They did it Friday and Sunday. The whole stadium was sold out. And as you see in this picture, everybody and their brother was in this place. I don't even know where the other people sat or stood because you can't see in this picture, but in between all the levels where they're selling hot dogs and beer and sweatshirts, that was all completely packed full of people too. Every fucking line we stood in was long. The bathroom lines were long. The beer lines were long. The hot dog, the popcorn, everything was long. But all the seats were still full. So I was like, where the hell are these people even going to sit? It was a madhouse. It was a fantastic time. It was super expensive. It really pushed. We don't mind spending a few bucks to have a good time or do something like that, but this was certainly, it was very expensive. We just, as you can see in the picture, we're like mid row up. We didn't want to get
Great seats.
Well, it was great seats, yeah. But I mean, like price wise, it wasn't like lower level, super expensive, and it wasn't way up in the middle of nowhere, super cheap. It was just right in the middle. But by the time they hit us like the fees and the parking, before we even got, not even with the drinks and that, yeah. But even just for the tickets, so you don't even drink or eat, and you just go for the tickets, and the parking was $500, which, I mean, we're used to like going to Dave concerts, sitting in the lawn.
The lawn at Dave are
like blowing $100 on 2 tickets or $125 on tickets, and then like shit, the parking's free at a lot of those venues we go to. For Dave Matthews packs the house too, beyond belief. But these stadium concerts and with like Metallica and that, it was cool. It was a great experience. We did have a great time, but it was and we'll super do it again pricey.
If they come back again.
So I just wanted to share this picture too, so you could kind of get an idea how it was a 360-degree stage. Now it's a huge ass production. There was just semis lined up outside the stadium because they carry all this shit around with them, which is obviously unbelievable. And and it was cool too because Pantera opened for them, and then Chicago was already packed because the Air and Water show was going on this weekend. And the night of our concert, they actually had all the helicopters fly over the stadium, which was super cool. I think it was like 6 or 8 helicopters fly over. So it was an awesome show. We had a great time. Oh, and another cool thing too is we couldn't go Sunday. We could have went Sunday for not a lot of extra money, but they were not replaying any songs. So if you went Friday night and Sunday night, not only are we jealous, but you guys got 2 completely different concerts. Not one song was replayed. So, I mean, that's kind of cool how they're doing that.
If they come back and do that again, we'll have to do it.
Yeah.
Minus the cocktails.
Oh, no, the cocktails are good. Which is funny because usually if we go out drinking, I'm the drinker, and I had like 4 beers the whole night, and Kat had 40.
Howdy, Don.
Don, what's up, brother? What's up, guys? Hope all is well. Don, I need to hop on with you guys sometime too. And it's been a madhouse runner. All the kids are back in school now. We might get a little bit more free time.
You guys checked out the Omni Theater? Where's
no,
that at?
I don't know. Where's that at? There's an Omni nightclub in Vegas. Oh, we might as well talk about Las Vegas too. See, we got all kinds of cool stuff going on. So Kat's going out to Vegas. We got a lot of shit going on. We got a wedding coming up too. Mm-hmm. We got a wedding coming up, and then she's going out to Vegas to help her best girly friend. You're going to be out there for what, a week?
Yeah, she's moving.
So I get a daddy daycare, get the kids off to school, go to work, get the kids back from school, make macaroni and cheese, put the kids to bed, do it all over again. So no problem there. I got that under control. So Kat's going to bounce out for a week at the end of September. So, well, I'm thinking about too. So our Patreon members promised them a live. Kat and I will be going on probably next week to hang out with you guys. Our Patreon Zoom calls are a little bit different than this. Be a little bit more serious, a little bit more in depth about some stuff. So for you guys that are watching that are Patreon members, I'll be sharing something on there probably tomorrow or Friday about a date and time for that. And then next Friday, I got Don Dunn on from Audioholics. Then I want to do a live pretty much right after our car show, maybe like a day or two after while it's still fresh in our brain, to chat with everybody and kind of give our thoughts and experiences of how we think everything went, what we'll do different next time. Hey, Don, dude, I tell her and her friend to go to that shit. I don't care. Yeah, no. I tell her, so man, why don't you guys... The massive... Oh, that's in Vegas. Yeah, that's the Sphere. The Sphere in Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so we because
that's not the Omni Theater.
No, it was built. It's owned by Omni Corporation or something. Oh. Yeah.
We'll check that out one day.
Yeah, we were actually going out there for years when they were building it, and when they first started construction, and we're like, "What the fuck is that thing they're building?" Because we always stay at the Flamingo, and like right out our window all the time, we would just see, and we always felt bad for the people working because it was 110 degrees outside, and everybody's out there working. I'll be going to Vegas too. See, this kind of sucks this year because Kat and I won't be going together because she's going out to hang out with a friend and help her move in, help her get settled in a new place. So there's really no playtime for Kat and I if I was to go out there as well. And she stays with her friend and they stay off the strip. I'm going to go, I don't know.
And live it up on the strip without me.
Yeah, I'll go. And I'll go for a few days because I like...
He might check out the thunder from down under while he's there.
Wow. That means I'm really messed up or something bad happened out there. So, yeah, I'll go out there. You know, I like to gamble. I like to play blackjack. So usually with Kat and I go hang out, we play a lot of machines and we hang out together and we go out to like a nice dinner or something like that. When I go out there by myself, it's a little bit different. Actually, the last time I went out there by myself was a fucking travesty.
He lasted 24 hours. On a 3-day trip, he lasted 24 hours and then he packed it up and came home.
Oh, and because the last trip we were actually both out there at the same time. And I told Kat, I said, hey, I'm going to bounce. She goes, what do you mean? I was staying on the strip by myself. She was staying with her girlfriend because they had stuff going on. And I was like, yeah, I'm just going to go home. She goes, what do you mean you're just going to go home? You don't leave?
Joking.
You don't leave for 2 days.
You just got here yesterday. Last night, you just got here. You called me in the morning. You didn't even last 24 hours, did you?
Yeah, I don't know. I switched all my flights around. And she's like,
going home.
She's like, they're going to charge you for switching your flights. I was like, I don't give a shit about nothing. I just want to go home. I had a terrible run on blackjack that whole night. I stayed up all night, played blackjack, and I ended up losing my ass. And like, I don't know. You just get a bad feeling. I was like, all right, I'm ready to go home. I don't know. That's the way I am. If I'm not comfortable with something, I'll just leave. I don't care. But I remember very vividly, like I was losing on a lot of 20s, you know, and you're betting, then you lose. So you're betting higher, trying to win it back, and you start losing on like 20s, and you're getting 21s, and so is the dealer. And it was extremely frustrating. I was pissed off. And
howdy, Ted. He said he bought the hat, shirt, and just purchased the hoodie. Sweet. Thank you.
Oh,
come down to Nashville.
Don't threaten us with a good time.
I've never been there. It's definitely a place I want to check out for sure.
Yeah, Ted got the very first hat, man. Ted, we certainly appreciate it. Anybody that's buying any of the merch, or if you're subscribing to any of this stuff, we're certainly trying to build an awesome community with all of you guys. So yeah, Ted, that's awesome, man. Thanks, we appreciate it. And I just put an old Basehead shirt on there too, and it's in production right now, but I put a graphic on there. Kat goes, oh, that's kind of silly and corny. I was like, some of the older bass guys will get that. So it's basically the front of our shirt, bass brings us together. The back is a subwoofer with a caption underneath in this coloring that says old Basehead. Because I think it's funny. being, 40 years old, and I just get into bass and I hold bass events. And when you see older guys at card meets, everybody's like, oh man, it's an old bass head or something. So I don't know. Even if none of the shirts sell, I don't give a shit. I ordered one for myself, just because I don't have any other clothing, obviously, than this shit.
It's able or bass brings us together.
Yeah. So, so I'm about to Vegas. I don't know, in a couple weeks or something. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. So, any of you guys going to Vegas? We can meet up for a cocktail, or if you like to play blackjack, I'll see you out there. What did we miss? Is it true what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas?
No, we
talk about it with you guys.
Yeah.
Literally. So.
And we brought home our little one from Vegas with us.
You did. I dropped her off with you. I went out there.
I guess that's not true. What happens there came home with us. And now she's 7, sitting in the other room.
Yeah, well, I went out there with her. You came back with her.
Yeah.
I kind of dropped her off with you. Yeah. So we got
to very appropriate, Scott.
Well, you're the one that brought it up. Well, we don't do anything super crazy out there. I mean, we're not ones against going to like strip clubs. We actually really, that's funny that you say that, and we'll bring this up. We tried really, really hard to go to a strip club one night there because we met friends there. Yeah, because every once in a while we meet friends out in Vegas, and we've been to strip clubs around here in New York and stuff, and we just go and have drinks and have a good time. We tried super hard. Like,
it was a holiday. Memorial weekend?
Yeah, there's a ton of fucking people out there, but literally every place we call is like, oh, if you have a group of 4, we'll send a limo to pick you up, and
it was just too complicated.
Yeah, and we're like, we just want to like go for an hour or two and talk some shit and have a drink and then bring us back. And they're like, okay, yeah, we'll send a car for you. There's at least 4 of you guys, right? We're like, yeah, and they're like, it's like,
no, you had to buy bottle services and all that. And we're like, it was just too complicated.
Yeah,
so it never happened.
So
I'm sure there's an easier way.
And we would have just went there to do it just to say that we did it, because there's like Little Darlings and there's like some famous strip clubs out there. So we would have just treated it as like an experience, like, oh, we went there and whatever. But if you guys have been hanging on this channel for a while, you've already heard our travesty of the New York strip club. So ain't nobody trying to relive that shit. But no, we don't do anything too crazy out in Vegas. Like, neither one of us have gotten super hammered or stupid or anything, like none of that kind of shit out there. I've lost a lot of money out there on accident and on purpose. No, we like to go out there. We like to always grab like one super good meal. Like, we'll always try a new restaurant.
Steakhouse.
Yeah, like a steakhouse or something. And then pretty much after that, we just live off pizza slices or burgers. And like, I like Guy Fieri's and shit like that. Kat likes Nacho Daddies. And, we just eat at those kind of regular places. So, is it a male strip club or female strip club? We always go to a female strip club. I've always told Kat, her and her girlfriends go to a male strip club. I wouldn't give a shit, but no. Kat's always said girls are just a lot prettier to look at. So, I don't know. We've always just went to chick strip clubs. What are you laughing about? We haven't went to a male strip club. I don't think I would. I'm not. Yeah, I don't. I agree with you. Female strip club's a lot better looking than a male strip club.
I think we got everything up to date.
Oh, hey Don, are you guys on live tomorrow night? Tomorrow's Thursday. I believe that they'll be on live tomorrow night. Oh, we got the truth. He is a brand new member that signed up. He's I don't know, what do they call those members? Well, he's signed up. He's a member, a small fry member on our YouTube channel. So we certainly appreciate the love and support, man. Okay, what'd you do?
Well, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yes, sir. So Don's on tomorrow night. I'm going to try to hop on with you guys. I believe Don and his crew, you got him. I don't know. Sometimes Don has like 10 people on there. Sometimes it's just him and Ike, and sometimes it's him, Ike, and Paul. But yeah, I had a great time when I hung out with all you guys down in M-Wave, man. That time certainly flew by. So I'll try to hop on with you guys a little bit tomorrow night. Does that same link still work, Don, or do you have to send me a new link? There's always so much shit going on. So, all right, we got anything else to talk about, my dear? No,
I don't think so.
You guys got anything
Yeah,
you
what do you
wanna
guys want to talk
What do you guys
about?
want to talk? What do
This
you
guy
guys?
over here.
Yeah, because I make notes and I read it to you guys like a book, and everybody's
And
probably
then
like,
you
"This
ask
guy
me a
needs-"
question and I'm not prepared and
Yeah.
I don't know answers.
Are you guys married or engaged? No, this is my sister.
Yeah.
No, we're engaged. Yes, we've been engaged for a while. We've been
a long time. We've been engaged for a long time.
Yeah, we've been together for what, 15 years or
No.
14, some shit
Going
like
on
that.
13.
13
Going
years.
on 13.
Yeah, so time flies when you're having fun and talking a lot of shit to each other. We have Brett from Fanatics in a theater tour scheduled. Oh shit! So you got a packed house tomorrow night already, Don? You guys went on for like a couple hours last week, I think. I don't know how you boys do it. 9:30, 10 o'clock comes around. I mean, unless I'm out in Vegas or in Cancun,
This guy's sleepy time.
I get up at 4 o'clock every morning. I'm tired as shit. So
When's the big wedding? That would be a wild party.
I don't know. We've talked about that often, and now Callie's old enough because Cat was actually just talking to Callie about that the other day. That she's like, oh, when mommy and daddy go get married, you can actually be part of
what happened or how that came up. She goes, what did she say? She's asked me a couple times. She's like, when did you and dad get married? She's so young. She doesn't fully understand that. I was like, well, we haven't yet, but if we do someday, then you'll get to be there to be a flower girl.
So we're not against it, but it's just
we're not.
It's
like we're married anyway.
Yeah.
We have a whole life together. So.
Yeah, we've rehabbed a couple houses together. We've been through a lot of cars together, tons of vacations and kids and
life, living life.
Yeah, just living it, hanging out, trying to make the best of it. Life's a real pain in the ass. Sometimes we certainly try to have as much fun with it as we can. That would be a wild party. That is true, Nicholas. Anything we try to do, we try to have a good time because we feel that if people are taking time out of their day, out of their schedule to come hang out with us, that we certainly want to show everybody a good time. Speaking of that,
we actually have a wedding in a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a wild party. That one's going to be wild.
Yeah. And guess who won't be drinking for that? Kat's like, I'm not drinking again for a year.
I was like, I'm good for a year. I'm good. That's funny. I wasn't invited to my dad's wedding because I wasn't born yet.
Yeah. So nice. You were there.
You were there.
Yeah, you were there. Yeah. In bag.
Don sent you the link, he said.
All right, cool, Don. I'll check that. I'll try to hop on with you guys at some point tomorrow. Probably in the beginning before you guys get started, like on the room tour or something like that, because I certainly don't want to butt in with that. But maybe I'll come on and hang out with you guys for like the first 20 minutes or something. Say hello to everybody. I haven't chatted with you boys in a while. Get on and have a drink with my buddy Paul. I know, Paul, he doesn't.
I miss Paul. He's like.
So for you guys that don't know, Don and Paul, Paul came down for our last big get together.
Paul likes breweries.
But Paul's been known to have a drink here or there. He would have been great for you at the Metallica concert. You guys could have drink 50 beers together.
Yeah.
So.
I don't think they had craft beer though, so I don't know if he would have liked that.
No, they did.
Did they?
Yeah, they had craft beer there. Yeah, Chicago craft beer. Yeah, was there. Because I was buying my Blue Moons from there, but they had actual real craft beer, not like commercialized like Blue Moons. So I just had 2 people ask me the other day about the get-togethers at our house. So if you guys are out here and you're, hanging out because of that. So literally, once a month I try to do something hobby related. I just attended a home theater event, just had people over for demos. Next month, September, we have the car audio thing going on. October, we have Jordan from Haterade Cowboy coming in. So I got 10 people coming over for that. And then I'm following them around to 4 or 6 other theaters. So right now the schedule seems pretty packed and full. And I really hate telling people like, oh, hey, we can't make time for you to come check anything out. But your best bet is to just shoot me a message on Facebook or something. I'll try to get you on one of the lists. I have multiple lists for like every month of people trying to come by. So we certainly try to cater to everybody that wants to hang out or do some demos or check everything out.
had an interesting pub crawl at M Wave that Paul put together. I seen that. Where did I see? Oh, maybe he posted it to one of the Facebook groups or something. Man, he had that thing like down to a science. There was.
I don't think
he have like 30 of them.
I don't even think Paul knew there was an electronics show going on. He just thought everybody came down there to drink.
I think it was every 40 every hour he had a new brewery. I was like, dang, that guy did some homework.
Yeah. So, all right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. We literally just put this all together, right? Like I said, how much time we got left before we go live? She goes 1 minute. So today was Callie's first day of school.
Second grader.
You know, so she's a big girl now. She's our last baby. It's we're in our 40s now. That's weird for us to say because we got together when we were in our 20s, and we gave each other our 30s. So that's pretty cool. So, it's Don Dunn's birthday. Is today Don Dunn's birthday?
Is it?
Oh shit! I gotta send him a nude. Oh, thanks for telling me, Nicholas. Oh, it's the 22nd here. Oh, it's only the 21st here, brother. Yeah, okay. Because I was gonna say my phone would have gave me a notification if it was my brother Don Dunn's birthday. So, hey guys, so next week at some point, Kat and I should be live on the Patreon channel. It's a Zoom meeting. We hang out live, talk about different stuff than we do on here. So certainly appreciate all our Patreon members. If you guys like, subscribe, share this, write us a postcard, whatever. We just appreciate everything. We like talking to everybody, hanging out with everybody every chance we get.
Send us a postcard?
Yes, send us a postcard, please. I am a huge fan of postcards. I haven't got any yet, but in my mind, I'm imagining just getting a shitload of postcards. It'd be cool. So next Friday night, me and Don Dunn going to come on and talk about the new K-Scape, home theater setups, 2-channel setups, subwoofer, car audio. Me and Don will sit out here and talk to you guys all night, but probably, we'll try to keep it around an hour and a half. Me and Kat just came on here, hung out with you guys for an hour. Certainly appreciate all you guys that came on here to hang out with us. We will see you guys soon. If you follow us on the Living It with Scott and Kat Facebook group or the Base Brings Us Together Facebook group, we certainly share stuff on there all the time. So love you guys. Thanks for hanging out. You got anything to say, babe? No?
Toodaloo.
All right, peace out, everybody.
Thanks,
have a good
guys.
evening. And I should have been ready for the send-off, but I'm always fucking this up.